Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to share a couple of unique crafts and hobbies to do when you need something to just give yourself a break, or you need something simple and something community focused, because I know that's something that we're all craving right now. But something I kept in mind was that a lot of these things will be long term, because sometimes we pick up hobbies but they're quick dopamine hits, and although that's nice, sometimes we need something that's a little bit more long term, a little longevity if you want to say. But yes, may these ideas and crafts foster a more creative 2026, but let's just get into the video. So the first one is starting a mini window garden. Now this is so simple, but the thing that makes this special is the fact that you can go to your local community garden or your local library and see if they have seeds readily available for free that you can start at home. A lot of times these places have seeds that they just really want to share with the community. Recently I went to my local library and I got some basil plants and I planted that, and now I have a nice basil plant that's growing very nicely. It just feels so nice to know that I have a community that is kind of giving and taking. If your plant starts seeding, then you can return it and share it with other people as well. I say start a window seal garden because if you're like me and live in a smaller space, now you have the opportunity to still grow something and still connect, but have it a little bit more readily available and a little less daunting. Sometimes gardening can seem quite daunting, but as a window seal garden, it's a little bit more achievable and you feel more like, hey, I kind of got this. It's community based, it's simple, and it's also free in some aspects. You might have to get soil, but sometimes it can be actually quite affordable. So that's number one. Let's get into number two. Number two, maximize the use of cardboard and old plastic. When I say cardboard, I mean cardboard boxes from shipments, and they come in giant boxes. Although, sometimes we default throw these away, I also see a lot of times people turn their cardboard boxes into really cool crafts. I've seen people make shelves out of them, or even Minecraft lanterns, and I think that's so cool. Additionally, if you have old tea bags, like if you brewed some tea and then you have a tea bag, you could take that tea bag and turn it actually into a paper lantern, and then you can use popsicle sticks to make the actual border. And that's another little craft you have that's also recycled, which I think it's always really nice to have recycled crafts. It's fun and it's also readily available. You might already have a box or some sort of cardboard laying around, and tea bags, a lot of people have tea stored in their homes, so this is also a nice and accessible one. Number three, if you look behind me, I have some personalized light switches, and that's actually my third one. Now, I put this on here because it really is very simple to do, and it's actually very creatively induced. Like, it makes you think as creative as you can, because it is something that you literally will see every single day and interact with almost every single day. It is really cool to add your own whimsical vibe to it, or personal vibe. When I made this one, I made it like look like stars because it actually matched my pajamas, and I really love my pajamas. I think I've been wearing them in like 3 videos so far, but that's number 3. This one is honestly one of my favorites. I have a couple favorites, but number 4 is illustrate a 5 to 10 page. It can also be like 2 to 3, something simple, nothing too crazy. Illustrate a mundane task as a picture book. Now, an example of this is like if you walk your dog every single day, instead of it being just like I walk my dog every single day, turn it into an extreme adventure. You're picturing the dog walk from your dog's perspective. You're as a dog and you're walking and you're smelling all the leaves, or you're taking a nice run, but draw it out, really make it seem really cool, because now you're romanticizing it and connecting with the present moment. Because sometimes mundane tasks can feel a bit daunting. Sometimes they can feel like a little bit like I'm kind of bored of this, but when you make it into something a bit like a children's book, it connects with your inner child, plus it actually develops your storytelling skills, because you're building a story from it. I think that's really cool. Number 5, have your own personalized ringtone and alarm. When I say personalized, I mean you can make it yourself. That would be really cool. But also if you just have it on theme to however you want your life to feel. For me, I have the theme song from The Incredibles. I really like that movie, and whenever I have that theme song going, it just makes me feel like I have a burst of energy for the day. And if not that one, if I want something a little bit more calm for my alarm, then I have Lost Woods from Legends of Zelda. It's very gentle and it doesn't shock me to wake up. It's just more of like okay, the alarm's going off, let me wake up, and then I'm feeling more peaceful. It's like your own personalized sounds for your life. But yeah, that's number 5. I think, yes, number 5. Let's get into number 6. Number 6, learn a new culture, but learn the new culture and make food from that culture. I'm gonna push this out a little bit. When you're making the food from the culture, dive deeper into it. Research the history behind that said item that you've picked. Say if you wanted to do naan bread. What is the history behind naan bread? Why is it made that certain way? What is the purpose of the ingredients in naan, you know? Make it a full experience, and then as you're eating it, then you can really connect with the culture, the history behind this dish, and why it's important, and still carry it out to this day in whichever culture that you chose to learn from today. This helps build your worldly skills and just understand other cultures and kind of connect more with people on a worldly level. So I think that one's really cool. But number 7, host a party for something very specific. Now, don't let the fact that you have no friends stop you. Now, I'm saying you don't have any friends, but if you don't let that stop you. Just do it yourself as well. A couple years back, I wanted to host a Harry Potter party, but nobody was available. So I was like, you know what? Let me just host it for myself. What all do I want to do? So I was like, okay, I'll cook an English roast. I'll make butterbeer. I'll decorate my room slightly as much as I can. And then I'll make a YouTube video about it, because why not? And I did all those things, and it was the best thing ever. And then this year, I did a Bridgerton watch party with my friends, actually, for Bridgerton Season 4. My 2 friends got different items so we can collaborate together and make it nice. And then I decorated my room all Bridgerton style, and we had a very relaxing part 1 watch party. I think that was the best solidifying thing I've done so far in the year. Something about it made me feel really happy to be able to just have a celebration just cause I wanted to do it, so then I did it, you know? And I didn't really spend too much on any of the things, you know? Like, I went to my local Dollar Tree and got a lot of party supplies there for the decorations. You know, you're connecting with the people that like similar things. It's a really nice experience, so that's something else I'd recommend. Number 8 is one of my favorite ones that I wrote down, but I'm gonna read it directly from my iPad because I like the way I wrote it here. Borrow a craft book from the library and try a new craft. To make it extra fun, if your library has a study room, group rooms, or craft rooms, ask the librarian if you're allowed to make it a group thing with others in your community. Together, you can all learn a new skill and form a craft club in your city if it doesn't already exist. Yes. Now let me tell you, the other day I was at my library and this girl came in and she was talking about crochet because she saw somebody with a crochet sweater. And then she was saying how she has a crochet club in the library. And there's something about that blew my mind because I didn't think, like, I understand that libraries are third spaces, but I didn't think you can, like, develop clubs inside of them for some reason. I just thought that was a bit like wait, you can't do that. I just never thought about that. But then after sharing that, I'm like, wait a minute, you could literally do that. And from then I was like, yeah, like this would be so nice to add to the list. So if you are looking to start a club of some sort and you don't want to do it alone, or you just want to do it in a different space, look into your local library. They're there to be used, and I promise you, people will join. Especially if your city doesn't have it, people will join. Number 9, if you want a unique flavored syrup for coffee, matcha, or any drink of choice, try making it, but make it without any references. What I mean is, don't look it up, don't follow any recipe, just go with the flow and trust that you can make it. Say if you want a sweet corn flavor syrup, which is actually quite common, I think places sell that, but where I live, I can't find that at all. I have to make that. And I was actually craving that the other day, so I decided to make it, but I didn't want to look up any recipes or any resources on how to make it. I just wanted to trust to see if I could make it. And in doing this, you're kind of like challenging yourself to see if you can do the thing, you know what I mean? And try like writing down a quick recipe. Like, even if you are just kind of winging it, try to remember the measurements of the ingredients you're using, and now you're kind of learning recipe development, but you're also building your intuition a bit. I think that's really cool. Number 10 is another one similar to number 8, how I'm going to read it off. But start a scrapbook, but turn it into an intense biography. Use strong storytelling, additional resources such as tickets, recipes, and letters, and take a journalistic approach to your pictures. Explore who you are in the very moment and make it invigorating. I really like this one. You're kind of like exploring yourself from a third person, as if you're writing a biography, like a typical biography you would write in school, but do it for yourself. Make it really juicy. Make it really like interesting to grasp. If you learned about somebody in high school and it stuck with you since, Why is that? Try to put that storytelling into your storytelling, and then kind of go with that throughout the rest of your scrapbook. So you look back and you're like, wow, this person was so motivating. I feel like this really helps build self-confidence, but it also just helps you reflect and realize that even though it didn't feel like a grand thing that you might have been doing in the moment, your future self would look back and be like, no, that was such a nice thing. Even if it was just me like reading 100 books in a year. Really make that a thing, make that a thing, because it's a big thing to read 100 books in a year, read 10 books in a year, read 5 books in a year. Doesn't matter. These are all great things. And number 11, this is also another cooking one, but this one is a little bit different. Try cooking or baking something from a piece of media that you really enjoy, and if the media doesn't have food within it already, try to develop something that you think would fit that media. Like, say for example, you're watching Tinkerbell. Say if Tinkerbell didn't have any prominent food within the movies, what would you put in it? What would you picture to be a prominent food that the fairies would eat? For me, I would say some sort of tart, a fruit tart. Light fairies bringing in light for the gardens. You have the garden fairies actually, doing the garden. You have the tinker fairies providing the materials to make the tarts. And then you have the animal fairies also providing the materials to make the tarts. I feel like that'll be something really cool. Maybe like a berry tart, Ask yourself why you want to make that and then share it, like share it with other people, or even just share it in your scrapbook if you don't want to share it with other people. That's something that will build your recipe development skills again. So just make you question food. Number 12, try something intermediate. With everything easily accessible to us, sometimes we need a bit of a boost. And I say this because online we have a lot of beginner-friendly tutorials, and although they're amazing, they have purpose. Sometimes we need to challenge ourselves just a little bit and do something quite intermediate. Sometimes your brain needs just a little bit more stimulation to prove to yourself that you can do the thing. Doing these things will eventually pay off quite nicely. For example, if you are into crochet, or you want to get into crochet, try doing an intermediate level craft. Right now, I'm actually about to crochet a giant mushroom pillow, and I do not like crochet. I'm gonna be honest, it's not my favorite textile medium at all, but it's gonna be challenging to make this because I'm using a chunkier yarn. And although it looks like that would be easy, to make a circle that goes up, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but I can't not say that that won't be challenging. In general, intermediate things are challenging, but they're challenging with purpose. So yes, try something intermediate. 13. If you like incense or candles, research how to make your own, but be careful with the research. Make sure you look up what's flammable and non-flammable. That's very important, especially mixing a bunch of herbs together and putting flowers within candles. I see a lot of people do it, and generally it's quite safe, but you just want to be sure. Just want to put that out there. Disclaimer. So this is such a fun and intentional craft, and you can customize your scents and designs, and there's so many avenues you can take, especially with tea lights, taper candles, birthday candles. If I went to somebody's birthday and they told me they made their birthday candle, you're the coolest person I know. You're simply the coolest person I know, and now I need to be around you all the time. It's just that simple. You know how intentional that sounds? Like, yeah, I just made my birthday candles. I love that. But you also can make your own cone incense, stick incense, and so many more different types of these things. There's just so many versions. If you want to make a star incense, oh my goodness, that would also be so cool. That would be so cool. If you want to make a triangle, why not? You can do it, because you can. Number 14, have a dance session in soft lighting. By soft lighting, I mean candles or just a really dim light, something that won't overstimulate your mind. Make it a song that's a bit funky and imaginative, where it allows you to close your eyes and just have a full-on dance party. For example, Ring My Bell by Anita Ward is a good example, where you just feel like, you just feel like dancing. You feel like living the moment, because that's just how it is. And if you don't like that specific song, then find a song that just really makes you close your eyes and imagine and visualize. Sometimes we just need an energy recharge, and dancing in nice soft lighting, it'll do it for you. Last but not least, number 15, which is be you. There's nothing more powerful in the world than just being yourself, embracing the cringe. I have been seeing a lot of people talking about how they want to try something, but it's just not in trend yet, or they want to do something, but it's not cool, or they miss when things used to be a certain way. But at the end of the day, you just have to do the thing. If you want to wear the clothes, then wear the clothes. If you want to do surfing, but nobody else is surfing around you, then go surfing. If you want to start a YouTube channel, but nobody around you believes that you can do it, or nobody around you does it, do it. If people are already in the niche and it's kind of already outweighed, do it anyways. Not everybody's the same, so they're going to approach it very differently. And I think it's the most powerful thing in the world to approach things from your perspective, because you're literally uniquely yourself. So regardless, it's going to be different, whoever approaches the thing. But that's just my perspective. It's number 15, and that's actually all of my tips. I hope those were decent. But yes, that's all the tips I have for you today. I've implemented a pretty good amount of these in my own personal life, and I've seen how they've changed my life just in general, but creatively, intuitively, just worldly. I feel a lot more connected to people, and I feel a lot more connected to myself, and I really appreciate that, because for the past years before, I can't say I was the same way, and it is nice to have that reconnection. And I wanted to share these tips because maybe some of these will stimulate your creative self and allow you to explore a little bit more. If you have any additional questions or if you have any additional tips, I would love to hear any and all of those. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.